Hello everyone, welcome to the United Stand. It is road trip time, although I'm not specifically on the road. I am on the road, I'm just waiting for Alfie. He's just getting sorted, his mates, so we're just getting prepped to head down to Old Trafford. Now, Crystal Palace at home today, and well, he's probably the most excited the fan base has been all season. Simply, well, we all know why, don't we? We had the show, which was Arsenal on Thursday night. We had the reaction from the players, the effort from the players. We talked about it enough on the fan vlogs outside. Everyone was sort of like, yes, thank you, we've got the win. It's the first win in 5 at Old Trafford. Hopefully we can get another one against Crystal Palace today. But one thing that everyone was thinking about more after that game against Arsenal was what happens next. And what happens next is obviously Ralf Rangnick. He had his interview, his first presser on Friday morning. Everyone was just like, oh, like just sat there in awe of Rangnick and the way he was speaking, simply because he answered directly. It was a proper press conference, proper answers, and the fact that he was talking on the terms of he's been watching United the last few weeks, not just the last couple of games since this all come about. He's watched the City game, he's watched the Liverpool game. That's what is interesting now. And something that came from that interview was the fact that he picked up on the defence being the major problem. I mean, we're up there in the top 4 in terms of goals scored. We know we can score goals, but the only time we looked solid as a defence was like at Chelsea, when we start to take away our attacking threat and the whole team defends. So that is the balance that he's got to get right. I do think there will be a personnel factor with him getting it right. It's not so much the way he was shaped out and the way everybody comes together. It's going to be a personnel thing at first. Because, for instance, I'll say, like, look, everyone thinks that Rashford is lazy, doesn't track back. He actually did more work than he's done all season in that game against Arsenal, from what I could see. It still wasn't quite enough. It's not enough for many of the forwards. Probably barring Jadon Sancho, you would say the forwards don't do enough to help defend. But then again, you're bringing in shape to it. And for the time being, and how much, like he said in his press conference, he needs to hit the ground running, he needs to be getting results straight away. Crystal Palace, Norwich, young boys in between them, then Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle. On paper, you're thinking, the hell, you couldn't really ask for a better start. So there's a chance, and this is why I said it comes down to personnel, there's a chance that Rangnick could actually go on a 5 or 6 game winning run and put us right back in the top 4 before we actually get to Christmas, which would be nice, would be sort of, it's not level par for the season, for the standards we set at the start, but better than where we've been, and would say that we're on the road to recovery, and that was it. And then when we're hitting the new year, we're obviously into the cup competitions, and maybe we could salvage something from the season. So yeah, that is important for Rangnick. That is, he gets his team selection. He's not got a lot of time before this game today, obviously. He's had 1 day. So what can we expect? Can we expect a Rangnick-style team setup and performance? I don't think we can. It's going to be too soon, I think, personally. Crystal Palace, albeit a couple of bad results recently, not quite as good as it was a few games into the season. They started to hit the ropes a little bit and find it a little bit tougher. But they've got a good record. I mean, what was it? The last 2 seasons, they've won at Old Trafford. They have, yeah, I remember it well. 2-1 and 3-1. Remember the horror show that it was the start of last season with no fans in the stadium and how far off we was off it. Crystal Palace have got a decent record at Old Trafford now. Crazy to think that that is the case, but it is. They're the facts, and they'll be coming with confidence today. Vieira definitely has them playing in a different way, a different belief, a different style of football, more attacking. They've got more options up front. Obviously, it was all on Zaha the last few seasons. You know, they've got Eze to come back. I don't think he's going to be back for this game, but Gallagher. Then you've got I can't even remember the name of him, the guy up front that they bought from Scotland now. Oh, I forgot. For the life of me, can't remember his name, but it may come back to me. But you know what I mean? They've got more of a threat now. It isn't just take Zaha out the game and you beat Crystal Palace, like we pretty much have done when we've gone to Selhurst Park over recent years. That's pretty much what it is. If you nullify him, you pretty much stop Crystal Palace from playing and getting anything out of the game. But that's different now. Vieira's brought a different ethos and style of play, like I said, and that is going to be a challenge for us. They could be stubborn, they could sit in, but then they've got the power on the break and the pace. We haven't got the pace at the back. unless Rangnick changes it up and plays Eric Bailly. We was playing a dangerously high line at times against Arsenal in the week, and it was concerning how, yeah, our fullbacks were great, they really don't have the pace. Not the most quickest fullbacks by any stretch of the imagination in Telles and Dalot. Shaw isn't the quickest anyway, and Wan-Bissaka, he's alright, he's not the fastest. So then you look inside to your centre-backs, and if it's Maguire and Lindelof again, then that's when you start to worry, and that's when you're thinking, right, okay, that's where Palace are going to hurt us. How does he approach it? Do we go pragmatic? Do we stay solid? Do we just go for the win in a way that we just stay in the game for as long as possible, not take too many risks while we just find our feet and Rangnick gets his feet under the table? Or do we say, look, we're at Old Trafford, approach it similarly to how we did against Arsenal, go toe-to-toe and say we're good enough to handle Crystal Palace? I don't think we're going to get that with Rangnick. I do think we're going to get a manager that looks at every single angle of the game and every single opportunity that can hurt us and that can go in our favour, that can actually work for us. So again, I'll go back to it. One day, I don't expect to see it. I don't expect to see personnel changing that much. He hasn't had enough time. So I do think we will see the likes of Fred, McTominay possibly. I do think the back four will stay the same for this one. Eric Bailly is the one player I'm looking forward to the most to work under Rangnick, to see if we can get that player out of him. We've got everything that a centre-back needs to have in Eric Bailly. We just need the composure and we need that training and coaching to make him what we all know he can be. The attributes are there. He's got everything. His mentality is bang on. He just needs to be taught and coached. And then Varane coming back, options are there for Rangnick. But today, it is going to be, I think, Maguire, Shaw. Well, I don't think Shaw's even fit. Maguire and Lindelof. I think we'll see the same back line as we did against Arsenal. That's what I see it going down as. But you never know. Rangnick could have come in and gone straight away. And if he has been watching these last few games like he says he has, and he's watched every game, including City and Liverpool, then we may see changes. He may see something in certain players. He may have seen the performance that Bailly put in against Atalanta. Again, it's Eric Bailly though, isn't it? And Rangnick needs results straight away. He said it in his press conference. He wants to hit the ground running. It's about the next games. And maybe he needs a little bit more time with Eric Bailly. That's what I would say, and that's what I think he's going to be going down the road of. I don't think we're going to see much in terms of change. I really don't. What I do think we will see is players now looking and going, right, okay, Carrick's not there to back me up now. Solskjaer's not there to back me up. The two biggest friends that these players had are the ones that we know probably didn't warrant a consistent place in the team. Their trump card is now gone. So no Carrick, no Solskjaer. We don't know how long Phelan and McKenna are going to last. I think they'll stay there because Rangnick touched on how difficult it is to bring his own men in because of Brexit, work permits, so on and so forth. And like it took him over a week to get his permit solidified and put in place. So yeah, I do think McKenna and Phelan are going to stay. But going back to the players, this is what I'm expecting to see today. I'm expecting to see the likes of well, everyone really. It's an audition. It is an audition today for a lot of players. It's like, does the game of the player go up to the next level because Rangnick's there in the dugout now? I'm sure they were thinking he's in the stadium against Arsenal, and we've seen an awful lot more running, especially from our fullbacks, and that's credit to Dalot and Telles, because they last night, I mean, they were part of a Manchester United team's first win at Old Trafford in over 2 months. Shaw and Wan-Bissaka have been the fullbacks on the previous 4 games where we've looked shaky as hell. Yeah, and not kept a clean sheet in any of them. One goal in all of them. And the fullbacks were a big part in the Arsenal game, so was actually creating space down the wings and getting to the byline. So Rangnick's seen that, and he's not stupid enough to say, look, them players there have come in because Wan-Bissaka and Shaw are injured. He's going to look at them for the credit and the performance that they've put in. He's going to look at them on merit, and that's the difference. That's why it's exciting, and that's what I think we're going to see through every department of this team. You've got to look at it and you've got to go, right, okay, De Gea's been our best player this season. I agree, I do. What does Rangnick think though? This is it. What does Rangnick think? Does he want his goalkeeper to play more of a sweeper keeper. Well, if he's putting a system in, then De Gea's not even a surefire pick every single week. This is what I'm saying. This is where it is intriguing and exciting. I'm not saying it's exciting because De Gea may lose his spot and that's what should happen. I don't think he should lose his spot personally right now. I thought he has kept us where we are in the league. Him and Ronaldo pretty much single-handedly have kept us afloat. So, for me, De Gea, but long-term, Rangnick still may change things up. Do you know what I mean? He may be looking for, say, a Henderson to come in, or a Heaton even, and play that sweeper keeper, because David cannot do the sweeper keeper. He isn't good enough at it. He's not confident enough to play it. So possibly that might change. Not yet. No, I don't think so. Not today, definitely. And like I said, please don't take it to heart, everybody. I'm just saying De Gea, as well as everybody else in this team, his spot is up for grabs. It's as simple as that. Rangnick is coming in with a whole new system, set up, everything. And that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Guys, let me know what you think about today. My score prediction for today is 2-0 to the Reds. And I'm confident. I am, because I've seen enough effort in that game against Arsenal. I've seen Palace taking a bit of a dip in form. Us just having a good couple of weeks there under Carrick. And moving on with a new emphasis and new direction with Rangnick. He's going to benefit us massively. So I think the players will bounce off that, and I think that's why I'm going to go with 2-0 United today. Let me know what you think of your score predictions. Drop them in the comments below. Let me know what you think about what I've said about everyone's place up for grabs. Do you agree? Can we just keep going with favouritism? I'm thinking the past. I'm thinking there's a good chunk of this team. Well, all of them. I'll even bring Ronaldo into this. I do think Ronaldo is going to play every game, but I will bring every single player into this, and the whole squad. Everyone has got a chance now that Rangnick's in. Let me know what you think. Drop your comments in below, guys. Alfie, well, I'm hoping he's going to be here in a second. He's dragging his heels. But yeah, we're off to OT now. Looking forward to it. Come and see me outside Old Trafford if you want to have your say, and get on the fan block as well, guys. And come see me before the game if you just want to chat. Guys, I'm out of here. Subscribe to the United Stand. Like the video as always. Share the video. Let's get this conversation going. It's Rangnick time. Wreck-It Ralph is in the house. Here we go, OT bound, 2-0 United. That's what's happening today, people.